Listen, Danny's energy throughout this first scene was my whole entire energy for the entire episode. I mean, Danny was trying to go. They're two licensed carriers trying to argue over Zach and who should not be doing this and should not be doing that. Danny was just trying to get out of there and be at her date. Danny's energy was mine the entire episode. She is hilarious. Hey my lovies, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing amazing, and this girl is here with a review. Now, if you guys have not seen the episode, you guys definitely need to go ahead and watch it. It was funny to me at least, but it was funny. I mean, it all started with Fatima showing up at Karen's place because she was supposedly to leave the door open for Zach to come over for them to, have sex. So Fatima walked in, because Zach told, Zach is going to tell her everything. So Zach told her, and she shows up and she's going at it with Karen. I mean, Karen was throwing a lot of bitches out there and she was getting all riled up a lot. And that's the reason why I posed the question last week to say that, do you think that Karen could take Fatima in a fight? She's not going to take her in a fight, but I mean, Karen is really strong. Did you guys see the way Karen threw Andi to the couch when she was trying to hold her back? She is really strong. I mean, they could go at it. She could probably hold her own for a while, but I don't think to say that she would actually win the fight. But she would have held her own if she wasn't pregnant during this fight. She would have definitely held her own. Danny wanted to leave at the point when Fatima swung her purse to say that, what is she gonna do? What are you gonna do, Karen? Danny was ready to go, and I'm with Danny. Like, I was ready to be out of there because there is no way that I'm gonna stay. They're two licensed carrier, and Fatima is crazy, and Danny knows that. Danny was like, I don't want no smoke. So she was ready to go. I absolutely was the same way. But Karen, the only thing I didn't like, there were two things that I didn't like in this part. The fact that when Zach came and Karen was like, get your bitch out of my house, I didn't like the fact that Zach did not correct her. Like, I get you're trying to stay out of it, Zach, and I get you're trying to play nice with Karen, but it wouldn't take so much out of you to say, hey, do not call her a bitch or do not call her out her name. You get what I'm saying? That's my point of view. And it comes back again to, is like, why are you so scared to correct this girl? Why are you so scared to put her in her place even if you're playing nice? This is the excuse that you're using, that you're playing nice because Fatima said to play nice. But it wouldn't take you a couple seconds to say, Karen, don't call her that. Or don't say that. Don't call her out her name. It's not even an argument to just correct her. And I feel like that is what Karen is using, because the fact that I was able to call her out her name in front of you and you did not say anything, it means that this is my perspective again, guys. To me, it seems as if you're okay with me disrespecting her. Looking at it from Karen's point of view, like, if you're okay with me disrespecting her, it must mean that you don't love her as much, because I'm sure she's thinking that if the roles were reversed and somebody came up to Karen and called her the B word, like, he would have corrected that person. So this is where I fall off, where I can't 100% support the fact that Zach is using the excuse that he's playing nice, because some disrespect, like, he's tolerating like too much. He should have corrected her. Yes, I know that Fatima was wrong for just walking in, because I mean, it's Karen's house. So if she actually shot Fatima, there would be nothing out of it. She was trespassing. She didn't get permission to come in. So yes, I get that she's wrong, but at that point, Zach should have stepped in and corrected her. That, listen, hey, that's it. Cut all that shit out. You don't need to be calling her no bitches. If you guys want to talk or if you guys want to argue, you need to be respectful. She is my fiance. Like, where is that conversation? That's what I'm waiting for. That conversation. We are still waiting for that conversation. And that is the reason why I think Karen continues to disrespect Fatima, and she continues to say whatever comes to her mouth, because Zach is not correcting her at all. If it was any other case, the man would have corrected his ex a long time ago. So guys, don't get into me on that. This is just my opinion again. Now, apart from that, she's shoving the paper in Zach's chest to say, here, you are the father. And I get why she wanted Zach to pick up the paper. she wanted to show Fatima that she still had some type of control over Zach. Because if Zach did pick up the paper and it was a blank paper, she would have probably just laughed. To say that, oh, look at it, you were so eager to find out that you are actually the father. And then I get why Zach didn't pick it up, because it would have been too much drama in the middle of all of that. Why would I need to pick it up? Karen just wanted to show some control, to say that, oh, look at Danny trying to pick up the paper. She just wanted to show some control, that she had some type of mind control over him still, for him to still pick up the paper, eager to find out if he's the father or not. So bravo to him for not picking up the paper and showing her that she doesn't have that control over him anymore, but he still should have corrected her. And the fact that she's bluffing with a blank piece of paper, like, we are so ready to find out who the father is. I'm with Danny when Danny opened that envelope to see who he was, because all this waiting, like, we've been waiting for so many seasons now, let's say so many days, yeah, to find out who the father is. And it's like, we still don't know. We're going to episode 10 in season 6, and we're still waiting to see who the father is. At this point, Karen can keep her baby and she can be a single mother, because knowing the father is not going to make much difference anymore, like, at all. I mean, apart from the fact the sisters were trying to be there for Karen, trying to get her to calm down so that she doesn't lose the baby. We don't want her to lose the baby. God forbid. Or Tyler Perry forbid she loses the baby. We don't want her to lose the baby. So, the sisters were trying to be there for her, but then she gave Andi an ultimatum for her to choose. And I'm actually going to do another video about that one to have a discussion about that. But Fatima finally leaves and they get outside. Now they get outside, Zach and Aaron is about to go at it. Aaron is throwing like low blows, like, you don't want to take heavy responsibility. Why don't you want to find out who the father is and all that good stuff. Karen doesn't have that DNA, so he doesn't know if he's the father. Even if it says that Aaron is not the father, he doesn't know that he is the father. That's what he's trying to say. So he's not going to accept that unless he has his DNA. So they're going at it, and Aaron done fell off the wagon again. Aaron is in recovery and now he's drinking. I'm guessing he's stressed because of the whole Zach and Karen thing. I think that was the reason why he drank the first time as well, when he showed up at her apartment drunk. Tell me in the comments, guys, if that was the first time that he fell off as well, when he showed up at her apartment drunk after he was sober for how long. At this point, Aaron, I think you need to realize that Karen is no good for you. And if you're dealing with somebody and they're making you drink even after you've been in recovery for so long, and to cope with a rough patch you have to drink, I think you need to let that situation go. Like, that situation needs to be let go. If that's what it's bringing you to. You're a whole pastor out there, you're in recovery and you were doing so good, then you meet this girl and everything is just drama. You're drinking to cope with it, and then you're going to repent. You're gonna have sex, then you're going to repent. I think you need to let that situation go. This is my opinion. Like, it's too much. And I'm wanting Aaron to find that little confidence that he had before he met Karen. I want him to find that little confidence that he had and let her go. Sometimes you love something and you love it dearly, but if you don't let it go, it will absolutely drive you crazy. And I think this is the situation with Aaron and Karen right now. Aaron needs to let it go. Let Karen be. Karen needs some time to herself. Karen needs to focus on her baby for the next 8 months, and then or 9 months, and then when the baby's like 4 or 5 months, she goes back into dating world. I think that's what Karen needs right now, because she's not over Zach and she's trying to get him back, and she's not in any space to deal with anyone. She needs to focus on herself and that baby for the next 1.5 years. And then she can decide when if she's ready to date, then she can go back in the world. But Aaron, it's time for you to let the situation go if it's making you drink again. So everybody leaves and Sabrina goes back in to check on Karen, and she's sitting there with her gun. And she is waiting for Fatima to spin the block. But I think Fatima she wouldn't come back, because for 2 reasons. Now that Karen knows that she's coming over, it's all gonna be expected. So the surprise effect wouldn't be there. So she wouldn't come back. And plus, she is waiting for Zach at home to, give her that scolding. Like, why did she show up? But Karen is livid, and this is the thing with Karen. in all the sisters group, she likes to tell people like about what they're going through, and she likes to give her advice and she likes to give her opinion. But when it comes to her, it's like no matter what they say to her, she doesn't listen. She is not taking the advice. She just has whatever is set in her head, and that's what she's going to go with. And that's what turns me off with her friendship. Like, she's not the same type of friend she's expecting her friends to be. She doesn't take advice from her friends. She doesn't listen to their points of view. She's just gonna stick with whatever she thinks she has, and she's gonna go with that because she's convinced that Zach is trying to make her crazy, and Zach is playing her, and Zach is showing her one side, and then when I'm guessing when Fatima is there, it's another side. So that's what she's going with. But I don't think that's the case. I think it's a case of misinterpretation with the whole way Zach grabbed her after he thought she was dead, and old feelings started to bring up, and Karen just thought that, oh, he's definitely playing me. I don't think she's going to stop at this point. I think it's going to continue where her feelings are going to get messed up, and she's going to continue to think that Zach wants her back. I don't think it's going to stop there, because she is, again, she's not listening to any of her friends' advice. She's not listening to anybody's opinion, and it's the same thing that got her in this situation that she's in right now, being pregnant and don't know who the father is. And it's the same thing that's going to get her hurt in the future, because she doesn't listen. Now, moving on from Karen, the scene with Maurice and Calvin. So Maurice is on the streak of revenge, and I don't blame him. Like, after all, everything that Q has put him through, I get where he's coming from, and Calvin is just trying to protect Sabrina. I think Calvin is probably still in love with Sabrina, but I don't know if Sabrina is willing to make that step forward. That's for another story. But Maurice is completely remorseful. He is absolutely feeling bad that Sabrina has been dragged into all of this, and now he wants to make it right. And I get it. He needs to make it right because he's the one that slept with Q, and then Sabrina just got dragged into it. And Sabrina has a kind heart. She doesn't deserve anything that she's going through. So Maurice is wanting to make things right, and we see that in the trailer. Like, he's probably taking the wrong path, but he's definitely trying his best to make things right for Sabrina, because it's going to affect her in the long run. So Zach finally gets home, and he is talking to Fatima. I really wish Fatima would ask him why he didn't say anything about her calling her a bitch, but that's besides the point. So they basically have a conversation. Zach is telling her his perspective. She's wrong for going over there. Yeah, she knows that, but she just wanted to get her point across. She wanted to set some boundaries again, because the boundaries are not being set. But Zach is not playing with her this time. Zach is going to sit in that chair and ensure that Fatima does not sneak out again, because Fatima is really good at sneaking out of places. Do you remember on Zatima when Fatima came through the window on the second floor and waiting for him and Belinda to come upstairs? Yeah, she's really good at sneaking in and out of places. So he's gonna sit right there and wait on her. I'm not sure the reason why she's downstairs. I'm sure she's not sleeping on the couch, but she's probably not ready to go to bed. So that's what I'm assuming, but he's not taking any chance this time. Okay, so the scene moves on to Gary and Hayden. So Hayden finally fell for the annulment between him and Tamara, and he's basically calling Gary for some advice. So Gary's like, listen, I'm not gonna give you an advice because you're gonna do whatever you want to do. Coming from Hayden's perspective, Hayden has never been this happy with anybody. He's never been married. He's never had a girl that has showed interest in him. Even though Tamara is doing it for all the wrong reasons, he still caught feelings. But he did go in and he told her that, he got the annulment. Everything was just moving too fast for him, and he wanted to take things slow. Tamara, remember, Tamara is not really in love with him. Tamara is just trying to get everything from him, but it's actually backfiring on her. I just hope that she doesn't ramble on about it being Fatima's idea and all that good stuff. Like, he didn't deserve a hint of happiness. He's been getting that, but I wish it was real. Like, he deserves some happiness, and once he has happiness, I realize that he leaves everybody else alone. So maybe that's what he needs. He needs some happiness in his life. Listen, look at my favorite couple having dinner. Like, I'm so happy for Preston and Danny that they finally decided to give each other a try. Like, I'm so excited to see where their relationship is gonna go. I mean, Danny can be a bit awkward sometimes, and sometimes she acts immature. She doesn't want to speak what's on her mind, and it drives me crazy. But I'm happy that she is giving him a chance, a fair shot. Like, I'm just sitting back waiting to see how their relationship is going to play out. Like, I don't even want to speak on it. Like, I just want, it's one of those things that's going good and you don't want to talk about it. You just want to wait to see where it goes. That's it with Danny and Preston. Like, I don't want to speak on it. I just want to see where their relationship goes, because I know their relationship is going to flourish if they continue to communicate and if they continue to love on each other the way they do, support each other the way they do. I know their relationship is going to be good. Who knows, maybe we can get a Destined spin-off just like we have as a team, or even have them intertwined together. But I know their relationship is gonna be so good. I can't wait to see how they flourish and how they grow and where they go from that. We do know that Preston absolutely loves Danny, and Danny has really strong feelings for Preston. I'm not sure if she has acknowledged the fact that she's in love with him yet, but tell me in the comments, guys, if you're as excited as I am about their relationship just flourishing and being so fresh and refreshing. And I would say a healthy relationship is where they're heading. That's it. Now, speaking of healthy relationship, the relationship between Andi and Gary is absolutely going downhill. So look at Gary trying to read the hell out of Andi. Like, he is telling Andi that, oh, I'm seeing your true colors because you want to call somebody else sex because I don't want to have sex with you. And Andi really needs to stop that. Realize over the seasons, like, once she's hurting, like, she's falling back into that space. Once she's hurting, she wants somebody to make her feel good, and to make her feel good through sex. I think it's time for her to put that down. Like, Gary was really just telling her everything, but Gary has no ground to stand on to read anybody, because basically the things that he's saying right now about Andi are the exact same things that he's been doing over the years, and she's just been going along with it. I mean, this what used to be his outlet. Whenever he got in mess or got angry or got emotional or any sort of a kind, he would always find her, try to convince her to, have sex, or try to convince her for them to be together. So I appreciate the growth that Tyler Perry has given Gary. I mean, he's maturing a little bit. I mean, the way he's going about it is not all that awesome, but he's maturing, and I think he's finally accepting that him and Andi are just no good for each other. I think he's finally seen that. And the point where he reaches, where he's seen that now, I think their relationship is going to go to somewhat a platonic relationship, where maybe they can be friends or maybe they can be associates. But I'm happy that he finally came to that spot. Even though he's saying that he's seen her true colors, he's seen his own true colors in her, and he's realizing that that's no longer the place that he wants to be. He's grown. I'm guessing he wants to get married, settle down, have some kids and stuff like that. So he's really putting a lot in perspective, and I'm happy for you, Gary. It took a long time, but I'm glad you're moving on. And the episode came to a close when Maurice walks into Logan's office, and he's confessing that he and Q is the one that did the robbery, and Sabrina has nothing to do with it. I think this entire situation is going to definitely backfire on Maurice. They're going to use this confession against him in court if they end up in court. I think it's going to backfire, because Q is not going to say yes. Q is going to involve Sabrina, so it's going to be like he said, she said, and then I don't know how the court works. I don't know how it works, but I'm just saying I think it's going to backfire on them. The situation is not going to go as Maurice is planning. I don't know, something just feels off about the entire situation. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think the confession is going to hold up, where Maurice is saying that he and Q is the one that did it, because I mean, nobody really wants Maurice to go to jail. He really didn't do anything, and I understand he's feeling heavy remorse right now that Sabrina is in trouble and all of that, but Q is the one who deserves to be punished and not Maurice. I hope he finds a way out of this entire situation. Now, my lovies, that was the end of the video for the review of episode 9. You guys know what to do. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. Feel free to like, comment. Definitely leave in the comments and tell me your thoughts about this episode. I will see you guys next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, like, share, leave a comment, and check out all the other videos on our channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.